Hey there, StarCraft fans! Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of a StarCraft War Remastered today on Radeon, Snow, Jaedong, 2 ASL participants and qualifiers. The top of the heap here, man. Top right of Radeon, it is Snow. Bottom left, it is a Jaedong. He's looking really good right now. Saw a video on YouTube outlining Jaedong's historical Pro League success for the last couple of months or so. He is ready. He is raring. He is gonna go and beat everybody in ASL 21, maybe. It would be incredible if Jaedong won ASL 21, wouldn't it? We got Royal watching. We have a barcode player here too. We have Barracks and we have Sulky here saying, let's see who's going to win this match. I think a year ago, I would say that Snow would dominate Jaedong. But Jaedong, again, has been leveling up. So let's see how he does here against our guy Snow. He is terrifying in his own right. He gets to the finals of ASL very frequently. Has not won one yet. But he's planning on doing so this year. It's very hard to do, man. Because Sulky is here, Barracks is here, Royal is here, and Jaedong is here. These are all ASL players in ASL 21. The barcode is probably Rain or something. Yeah? Maybe it's Bisu? I don't know. Overpool over here for our guy Jaedong, just playing it safe against a potential proxy gate opening here from Snow. Very hard to hold off, even on a 4-player map, right? Getting lucky with a 2-gate is basically an auto win against a hatch first. So Jaedong says, let's go an Overlord, let's go a spawning pool, let's play it safe. And everything is a-okay here for both of these players. They have no idea what the other player is doing right now, but sometimes that's pretty good. You're not being cannon rushed anyway. You don't have a worker rush at your base at 1 minute and 50 seconds, so that is a good thing. Gate, Zealot, on the way. Expansion timing, 2 minutes on the dot from Jaedong. Crisp timings, as usual from Jaedong. He does very well against Protoss, sometimes less well against Terran, but again, Pro League run of his recently in 2026 shows that he is ready. He's been grinding. He's been prepping for ASL 21, and he could win it. Flash could win it. Bisu could win it. Snow could win it. Sulky, just so much talent. So much raw talent in ASL 21. I am looking forward to it. Hope you are too. The groups have already started by the time you see this. So group stage is well underway. There's the expansion from Snow. There's the third hatch from Jaedong. He still has no idea what Snow is doing. But hey, third hatch timing is standard. No Zealots here yet, he says, so safe to expand to a third. This Zealot is defending. So Snow knows it was a pool first, but I don't know, man. Do you need to defend against like one Zergling? I guess there are 2 Zerglings on the map. Where's the second one? There it is. There's 1 Zergling threatening you. I don't know. This Zealot popped out in time to defend it. I just send 1 Zealot across the map, Snow. I don't know why you're not. Finally gas here. The probe says, ooh, it's a late gas, which means there's an expansion somewhere, probably up the left side, maybe down here at the 6 o'clock. I haven't checked it yet, but I will. There's a pylon. There's going to be a cyber core here next. This probe says, I'm going to make a cyber core, Falcon. I promise we will, but no. It's a forge here, and getting a probe kill. Oh, Snow, a little bit of a sloppy opener here from you. Morling's out, and this scouting probe dies. He did see the lair timing. He does say, okay, it's going to be a lair. And the 2 Zealots are saying, hey, this is where the hatchery is. All right, let's go ahead and whittle down its HP. Can we kill it? No, we can't kill it, but we can make it easier to kill later. Lings are on the way. We saw those with this probe. These Lings afraid, because you do need 8 Lings to take down 2 Zealots. That's the math, and there we go. Another Ling shows up. Zealots retreat back behind the minerals, saying, hey, come here. Water's great. Lings are saying no. Definitely not. Cannon coming up for safety. Finally, Cyber Core at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And here's the lair. So I think the opening here is going to be Spire. And it's going to be Mutalisks here from Jaedong. I feel like the second gas timing is very important to know whether or not it's going to be Mutalisks or just a couple Scourge here to defend against the Corsairs that are surely going to be made. There's the Stargate. Yeah, it's not going to... No skipping Stargate here for Snow today. Sometimes you can skip Scargate. Sometimes you can skip Stargate and be okay. but against Jaedong, man, Mutalisks are very dangerous. There's the Spire, and second gas timing, no, so maybe not. Maybe it's not going to be. Citadel of a Dune on the way. No real surprise either. Just very safe, very standard opening here. And these Zealots are going to die, but how many kills are they going to get? One for that one. Wow, one? Ugh. I think that was maybe one for the other one as well. Not cost efficient are the Zealots today, but further Zealots being produced will have a chance to atone for the sins of their fathers. +1 attack. Corsairs. Still no second gas. Yeah, all right. So it's just going to be maybe a couple Mutalisks at the most, but it's mostly going to be Scourge here to defend against the Corsairs, protect the Overlords, and it's going to be into Hydralisks soon. Soon, I say. Macro Hatch. Macro Hatch. Modern PvZ has a lot of macro hatches, which again is good. A lot of larvae. Means you can produce units very, very fast. Drones, you can drone up bases really fast. You can produce a lot of Hydralisks and Lurkers very fast. Lings, whatever you want to do. There's a Scourge. There's a +1 Flyer Carapace. In production, 2 for the Zerg player, a Jaedong. This is going to be a good one, man. Second cannon. We're going to see Reavers from Snow. If we don't see Reavers from Snow, we riot. Who's with me? Huzzah! Everybody says, we need Reavers from Snow. This is why we like watching Snow. Snow is great with Reavers. He is scary with Reavers. Oh, Scourge. Jaedong is scary with Scourge. Corsair down this early. Wow, first Corsair dead. Look at these Zealots saying, we are avenging the sins of our fathers, Falcon. We will kill more than one Zergling before we die. Hopefully, speed on the way. Following up a failed Corsair outing with another Corsair, +1 attack for the Zealots on the way here too. And still no sign of a Hydroden? Production tab, help me. And there are Mutalisks. Okay, so we do have Mutalisks on the way here. We've got, let's see, one of them. We're making 3 or 4 more, maybe 5 Mutas. Again, Scourge attacking Corsairs and killing them is very helpful if you want to go Mutalisk against a Protoss player. So everything's fine. This is a pretty chill opening, man. Don't know what else to tell you. There's a Templar Archives. Psystorm gonna help. Maybe we're gonna see a Dark Archon. Zealots into the third base. There's a Sunken here, pulling drones into service and killing all of the Zealots. Sunken goes down, but it was in service of killing so many Zealots there, and the third base is safe. We're gonna call it safe at this point. Zealots with speed and +1 saying, I don't think those Zealots made their ancestors proud. I'm not canceling the +1 flyer attack here. +1 air weapons attack. Just, again, 6 Mutas. That's it. We're not going into Mutalisks here. Hydroden finishing up. Done. Hydroden done. Where the heck is that thing? Right here at the natural base. Good Sim City. 1 Sunken. I like it. 1 Sunken at each base. Not over Sunkening. Just 1 Sunken and some good Sim City. Just a compromise between no Sunkens and a lot of macro hatches and all Sunkens and no macro hatches. Ooh, drone gonna get killed here. Muta's helping with the Sunken. I think that was 1 drone down for a couple of Zealots. Again, not a good trade. Jaedong is rebuffing this very, very well. 6 Corsairs with +1 attack. 5 more Mutas on the way. All right, Jaedong. Okay, I see what you're doing here, man. It's going to be a lot of Mutalisks. Man, gas timing be darned. Just no indication from that gas timing. We're going to go up to a full stack of Mutalisks. And there it is, man. Full stack of Mutas, +1 flyer done, which does help against Corsairs, but not as much as you would hope if you're a Jaedong fan. So across the map we go. Ogre Zerg opening. DT's on the way. Storm on the way here, too. Storm, no sign of a Dark Archon, but maybe we're going to make 2 Dark Templar, and then a Dark Archon is going to show up in the production tab. I don't know. Just Corsair Ball. Right, just Corsair Ball. So hard to kill, so jukey, so fast. Same speed as Scourge. You can get a run away with that. Up the left side, a 4th base. And 7 Corsairs with +1. The Scourge connections are so important here. You can get connections on this with the Scourge on the Corsairs. Yes, these mutas are going to do well, but if not, all right, Jaedong. Let's see, probe down. 51 probes right now. Run! Ooh, now the Corsair's turn to run here from these Scourge. This is a very delicate dance, as always. And Jaedong says, that's a lot of Corsairs. I know I have a lot of Scourge, but no guarantee these Scourge are going to connect on anything. They have cannons to fall back to. They've got Psystorm to fall back to if they want. Storm is done. 1 DT. 1 DT out here. Sniping a High Templar. I heard that more than I saw it, but you heard it too. Scourge trying to get a connection. Still no connections. Dragoons helping. Scourge flimsy, but powerful. DT down, thanks to help from a Soul Overlord. Thanks very much, Terry. Appreciate it. I'm not sure if that is Terry. Maybe it is. But, ooh, speed finishes up just in time for Terry to die. That hurts so much. All right, now we're going to watch for a Queen's Nest. We're at 11 minutes. It's not too early for a Queen's Nest, but if this is Jaedong trying to beat Snow, he needs to win in the next 6 minutes or go to a Hive. Those are his options, or he's going to lose. If he doesn't do one of those things, another Overlord down, supply blocking, no. Jaedong is ready for a couple losses there. Boom, boom. I'm watching it. I'm watching it like a hawk. Still, like 1 probe has died to these mutas. Okay, 1 more probe. Another probe. 3 probes have died to these mutalisks, man. 1 High Templar, a DT, and a couple probes. I don't think these mutalisks are paying for themselves at all. 0 kills on the vast majority of these mutalisks. I guess maybe map control here. Moving out against a Hydra Muta army is very dangerous. We need to protect these High Templar at all costs, because if the High Templar are not there, Hydras are going to win that battle. 9 times out of 10. Look at this dance. Look at this micro. 400 APM from Jaedong. 320 from Snow. Third base warping in very safely. And there's the Queen's Nest. Okay, 12 minutes. 12:16. Queen's Nest is coming in. All right, I can breathe a sigh of relief. Every Zerg player says, okay. All right, we're going to get up to OP Dark Swarm, OP Plague. Everybody knows it is. Every caster says it is. But Storm is OP too. So, countering OP with OP. Overpowered is the only answer to overpowered, man. The only way to stop a player with an OP, with an overpowered ability, is a good player, a good guy player with an overpowered ability. That's what I always say. That's my ideology. Lurkers, Sunkens, 4 base, 3 base, everything is at a status quo right now in a PvZ in 2026. Nothing weird going on. Hive coming up. Tap that like button if you're excited about who's going to win this game, who's going to win ASL 21. I am extremely excited for it too. Could not be more excited for it. Oh, excellent juke there. Like I said, juking Corsairs, a good skill to have, but hard to do for lower level Protoss players. 4th base warping in. Overlord has a, well, doesn't actually see it warp in, but there you go. Now we can see it. Jaedong knows. 4th Nexus, top side. Still no connections, I don't think, on these Scourge. Maybe 1 or 2. I guess. Corsair Ball, a little bit smaller than I thought it was. Fair. High finishing up. Kidder and Amulet on the way. More Storms. Don't mind if I do, says Snow. Everything looking good. So this has the makings of an incredible late game PvZ. With Dark Archons, with Archons, with Psystorm, with Plague, with Dark Swarm, with Lurkers, with Adrenal Cracklings everywhere, with Defilers wiggling, maybe some feedbacks. Again, not that we have to have Dark Archons, but man, feedbacking Defiler is such a great use of the Dark Archon. Maelstrumming groups of Mutalisks that might be over here. Maelstrumming? It's Maelstrumming, which is, I guess, a small difference, but a difference nevertheless. No, bad Zealots, pull back. Not crackable. Lurker, Sunken Hydra, crackling? No. I mean, it's not crackling yet, but Now, once a Zerg player has reached this point where they're kind of taking half the map and they've got all the tools they need, and there's Plague and there's Dark Swarm and there's Cracklings and there's Sunkens and there's Lurkers and there's upgrades, it's really, really hard for a Protoss to break into a base like that. Yeah, winning battles out here, sure. Defending a base, also fairly doable. Some mutas are getting some damage off on these probes, absolutely, but yeah, base defended. So, Toy Cop is the first person who introduced me to this concept. Just defend. Take half the map, Protoss. Lock up your bases. Let the Protoss player lock up their bases. Let the Zerg player lock up their bases. If half the map exists for the Protoss and half the map exists for the Zerg, the Protoss will win. The cost efficiency of the defenses are incredible. Look at this. Look how many lings this is. And what'd they kill? A cannon? A High Templar died. One cannon, one Dragoon, one High Templar for like 30 lings. That's what we're talking about here. These are the cost efficiencies. Mutas hunting out. Scourge jumping in. And once again, great. Corsair control juke left. Okay, took one down. Took two down. 3 Corsairs remain, but still enough to make these Mutalisks take pause. And in the middle of the map, yeah, Protoss can win these battles, especially before Dark Swarm is out, especially before Plague is done. Maybe not you're not killing this base, but by golly, they're not killing your bases either. Consume, 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 consume. Plague's not done. Obviously, consume is done. We saw many consumes there. We see the Dark Swarm. We're never going to see a Dark Swarm without consume being done. Just takes too long for the energy to come up. Zergs have no patience. They'd rather have consume and get it now, obviously. Storm is good. Yeah. Zealots charging in. Storm good. Archon here in the mix if necessary, too. We're going to see more and more Archons as time goes on. Hey, look. An Archon is on the way. What is this? Are we base denying over here? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, look at this. As long as Archons aren't getting surrounded by Cracklings or focused by Hydras, they're going to be okay. There we go. Hydra's focus. Oh, swinging around the top side. Trying to get it surround here is Jaedong. That is a sick play for sure. Really, really nicely done. Plague all over the place here, too. Sniping off reinforcements. DT at the top, not detected. Helps kill some of those Hydralisks. It's 164 to 161 supply at 17 minutes. Not where Snow wants to be here at 17 minutes against a Zerg player, especially not against Jaedong. The Mutaflock doing what damage it can against these Zealots. Sniping off High Templar. Plague! Ooh, big Plague. Not the biggest one I've ever seen, but still pretty big. Storming inside the Swarm, plaguing on the green, making it Christmas all the time here from Snow. Yeah, I know it's March. I know Christmas isn't for another 9 months, but by golly, these are Christmas-themed Dragoons, and you're going to take it, and you're going to like it. Metasynaptic Node coming in. Again, more Archons would be good once the Plagues start flowing, once the Dark Swarms start getting tossed up. Mass Archon is kind of incredible, but then the enemy goes into Mass Hydra to counter it, and that's why you need some Storm and some Zealots, and it's a back and forth we go. You can't just win with Mass Archon. You can't just win with Mass Hydra. StarCraft would suck if all he had to do was get up a mass army of Archons and then win every time. Like, nobody, they wouldn't have lived this long. The balance and the counters and the OP stuff is what makes this game have the longevity that it has. And Storm's just good against everything here, right? Is there a Dark Storm? Storm it. Did we get plagued? Storm everything. It's fine. We can live with it. Again, massive plague is massive. Jaedong down the bottom right. So, well, thinking about taking the bottom right. So, yeah, we can split the map in half here. And Protoss is doing a good job of it, right? It's not easy to secure this many bases against somebody as good as Jaedong. As these Cracklings on top of your plagued units is exactly what you don't want to see. Lurkers coming in from stage right. Also not what you want to see. Oh, fall back to the cannons. Maybe, okay, the Storm plus the cannons is maybe enough. A Dark Swarm on those cannons would really be nice, but where'd the Defiler go? No, he's there. He was hiding underneath the Overlord. The Dark Swarm attack by Jaedong is huge. Never mind. I just said it was hard to take these bases, and Snow just showed us how. It is hard to take those bases. Jaedong. Expanding bottom right, denying a base top left at the same time. This is how you beat a Protoss player take more of the map than they do. If they want to sit on their bases, fine. You can be cost efficient or inefficient and still win. How do you like them apples? That's what Zergs are all about, is taking more bases, being cost inefficient, and win anyway. Oh, okay, nice plague as the Defiler dies. Yeah, Snow's in trouble. He's even supply with Jaedong at 20 minutes. Not how you thought this was going to go, but wasn't able to get any damage done on the third base or the natural base or the fourth base. Jaedong rode his early defense to this kind of a place. 62 drones. It's not 65, but it's gosh darn close enough. I think Jaedong is in a wonderful position here. He's got a 10 supply lead. He's maxed out. He's developing a bank. He's working on further upgrades for his dudes. 2-3 upgrades on the Archons here. Mutalisks have, again, 1-0. Lings are at 2-1 with Adrenal. Lurker Hydra at 3-2. So yeah, Jaedong bottom right and top left. That's it. That is more than half the base. If he can hold on to this, especially if he can take this base too, which shouldn't be too hard if he can lock down that top left, then yeah, Snow's in a lot of trouble right now. He needs to make something happen by killing a Zerg base, not losing another base. Important step here, lads, is not losing another base. Oh no, Jaedong's coming up. Dark Swarm exists. Psystorm Archon count getting heftier as predicted it would. Because it always does the later the game goes in a PvZ. And, well, okay, we got it. We got it. We secured the 12 o'clock. Wonderful. This right side base, important. For Snow, every base he can take from now on is massively important. He needs this. He needs this to stay alive. And I think he needs to kill one more base if he's going to win this thing. Big picture. High Templar getting sniped out in exchange for, 8 Hydras and a couple Lings. The trades. The economic trades, at least. Ow. Yeah, too many Lurkers and Archons just kind of explode, but they don't take a ton of damage from Lurks, and they have such a high HP count anyway. And EMP doesn't exist. Crackling Lurker into this 12 o'clock base. What did I tell you? He needs to hold on here. Snow cannot allow Jaedong to take this. Jaedong, flooding, man. 66 drones, sneaking out a couple more workers in all of the chaos. Expanding bottom right, expanding top left. Where is Snow's Reaver stuff? Where is Snow's drop stuff? Where is his harassment? He has not killed... I don't think he's killed a single drone today out of maybe a couple from those Zealots early on. Dark Swarm wears off, and suddenly the cannon is doing a little more work than it was. Suddenly every Hydra's dead. Suddenly a couple Lurkers are here, but Zealots are willing to charge in there onto a couple Lurkers. It's not a critical mass of Lurkers. Once you have 10 or 12 Lurkers, suddenly the Zealots die real fast, but not what this is. Another Dark Swarm might be nice. Lurker with 4 kills. It's fine. 4 kills is fine. Look, it's 55 workers for the Protoss. He's okay. He's not broke. He's got more money than Jaedong does now. At least minerals, at least temporarily. But mined out, mining out. And again, these bases are huge. Hey, look, it's a DT. Yay! It's not a storm drop, but it's a DT attack on a base that has no gosh darn defense at it. Look at that. Shuttle says, oh, no overlords over here? Cool. We'll just wipe out all of the drones in this position and kill your hatch. Oh, yeah, he gets it. He gets it. Easy. Oh, man. Again, why Zerg players are so resistant to having an overlord at every one of their bases is beyond me. Attack, okay, bottom right base, making up for his hatch, dying bottom right while expanding top left. Jaedong is on fire right now. Can he break in here? The Psystorm is too good. The Psystorm is way too good. Ling's trying to get on top of these High Templar, the natural enemy, trying to snipe down an Archon. Cannon snipe there too. Another great Dark Swarm gets in here. Where are the Reavers? I said earlier, if we don't get Reavers, we riot. So I think it might be time to riot, folks. This Nexus is alive, but man, 2 Reavers back here would really make all the difference in protecting this base. Hey, Archon count, pretty hefty. Getting them inside the Dark Swarm, yeah. Against Hydra attacks is pretty fantastic. These Archons are putting in so much work. 14 kills, 17 kills, 31 kills. I don't care if they're all linked. 31 kills is amazing stuff. Yeah, Psystorm's getting tossed down. The defense of this base is legendary. Snow continuing to mine the entire time. Dark Swarms keep popping up. Oh, another Dark Swarm. Every time one expires, 2 more pop up. It's like dealing with a Hydra of legend. They might have a Hydra in the Odyssey coming out this summer. The Christopher Nolan movie. Anyway, another Plague goes down. Archon count kind of dwindling. There's only 4 here. There's only 3 here. There's 1 more coming in. The Zerg is flooding at 65 workers. A round of Zealots gets produced with upgrades. Gets in there against these Hydras, especially. Again, the Lurkers with critical mass are going to be an issue for these Zealots. Is there enough to save them? It's hard to tell inside the Dark Swarm, but it looks like the Zealots are kind of winning. Yeah, all the Lurkers are dead. The Hydra's got to get out of there against those Zealots for sure. Defiler does not have any kills, cannot have any kills. But major support there with the Dark Swarms and Plagues, but Snow holds on to the base. What a baller move by him. Wow. Top left base. Yes. We talked about that getting expanded too. This base is getting replanted. Snow, all he can do is hold on to what he's got, man. I said he needs to kill another base to win this game, and I'm not sure he has it in him to do it. Once again, if he can find a base that doesn't have any detection at it, maybe, for example, this one, unload a couple DTs here. He's faking a drop. Overlord is shadowing him in. Drones get pulled. Lost mining time is lost. That counts for something. Snow has consolidated, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Where you going? I saw you consume. So there's a little corner here where you can get... yep, there you go. 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills. Good enough. 3 kills. Slowing down Jaedong a little bit. Unfortunately, he's got 69 workers after losing 3 drones. Doesn't bode well for the future of Protoss in this game, does it? Jaedong hasn't lost a base today. In fairness, he hasn't killed a Protoss base either. He's tried. He's gotten very close, but he hasn't taken much damage. He hasn't taken any HP off of either of the Nexuses that he's attacked. Once again, no Reaver play. Just more Psystorm, more Archons. Getting up into this base might be a huge deal. He said he's got to kill a base. Can he kill the 6 o'clock? I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure it out. The Plague is big, but I don't think the Hydras are going to do much better against Plague Zealots. Okay, yes, they'll do better against Plague Zealots, but not as much as they want to. The Psystorm. Okay, never mind. All the Zealots are dead. Psystorming. The drone seems pretty effective, though. 50 drones left. What? It was 69 just a second ago. Were there 20 drones here? Was there another attack I'd missed somewhere? No, there were just a lot of drones here. Wow, okay, the math doesn't lie. Sometimes it does, but not today. Base held, drones killed. Jaedong doesn't have infinite amount of money to replace the drones. In fact, he's making 1 drone to get back up to 60 workers. But yeah, 60's not 69. It's not 70 either. Good snipe on a Defiler. Good stutter step micro there on those Zealots making that happen. This is such a good game. Zealots in the top left. There's a lot of drones up there. Hold on, where's the freaking defense? Why is there not a Nidus in this base? All right, I said you need to kill some bases to win. He hasn't done it yet, but he's gotten a ton of economic damage. He's going to get a hatch. That top left base is dead, holding the top of the ramp. With Psystorm, with Archons, with Zealot. Storm the ramp again as the drones go down. Storm the ramp again as the drones go down. Don't have the energy to storm the ramp again as the drones evacuate from the spot. But hatch down. That's big. Holding on to bottom right, Jaedong. But I see some green heading down there. We'll check it out in a second. Oh, Cracklings. There's that storm. He got up there. Cracklings popping out of the eggs of the defunct base is very funny. Ah, you thought you were safe on your backside. No, definitely not. No. Trying to finish off this Hydralisk. And can do it. And that drone's in trouble. And this Defiler's also in trouble. Got it. He's denied the base, at least for a couple more seconds here. An attack to the bottom right. There is a Nidus at this base. All right. So, I don't know why there wasn't one in the top left, friends, but wow. One in the bottom right. Look how much of a difference it makes. Oh, what's this? Infinite Zerg units flooding out of this one building. immediately. That's not OP at all. Of course it is. Everybody's got overpowered things about them. Storming the lurkers. Trying to get zealots on the front lines. Archons would be good too, but this guy's back here trying to kill lurkers before they can burrow in. Yeah, got him. Excellent job. Top left base is still being denied. Handful of units. It was a maxed out army just a couple minutes ago. It's 122 to 121 supply. 600 minerals in the bank for both of these players. Oh, what a bloodbath. 12 o'clock base is dead. Some lings finally showed up and took care of it. Bunch of probes died there too. Nexus down. Base defunct. 196 gas and some mineral. Storm drop. There's the storm drop, and we know you can do snow. 54 drones. 38 probes. Base down. Mining on one base. This base alive. This base mostly alive. This base still providing some value too. Although, hey, look who showed up here. Those zealots are here, ready to murder you for fun. 52 drones. Man, it was 70 plus workers at some point for Jaedong earlier. He's in a lot of trouble. Not that snow's incredible economically either. Can he get this hatch? No way can he get this hatch. Yeah, there is Zerg showing up to save that thing. Lot of Zerg. Zealots heading somewhere. There we go. I was going to say, come back and try to kill this base with your buddies. And they do. We may be plagued, but we're not dead yet. That's what I always say. Not like Marines that get plagued. Ooh, those guys are dead yet. They just don't know it. More Zerg. The desperate defense of this base continues for Jaedong, and I think he's brought enough to do it. The plague helps immensely. 104 to 95 supply. Jaedong is under 100 supply. He was maxed out with 70 workers just 5 minutes ago. He doesn't have enough money to retake that top left. He's barely mining here. But Snow's mining on one base. Jaedong, yes, he's in a dire position, but Jaedong actually has income more than one base's worth. I mean, technically the 6 o'clock exists, even if there's not any drones working at it. There aren't any of those, it turns out. So at this stage, I just think Jaedong's going to pull it off anyway. Look at this Dragoon, denying top left base since 1997. Just unstoppable denial there. Can't stop the stop. That's what I always say. Ob's getting sniped. There's a backup Obs. Thank goodness for that. Lurker here. Zealots jump on top of that guy. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. How about going after eggs? There you go. Good storm. God, the placement of storms is always so impressive from these Protoss. Archoning in. Zealots. Can they finish the hatch? Going after the drones, I think, might be more momentous. But there's a lot of Protoss here. Not a lot of Zerg here. The problem for Snow is that he can kill this base, and I'm not sure that it matters. What happened to our favorite Dragoon? Stormin! Oh, no, 24 drones. These ones are dying by the dozens, and by that I mean 7 or 8 of them are going to die. But it's 22 drones, 7 or 8 of them die. Snow, I don't know, man. He checks, yeah, he checks the mineral content of the base in the bottom right there that Snow's working on and says, how do you have so much stuff? I don't know. Snow's under 100 minerals and under 100 gas here at 33 minutes. The longer the game goes on, the more it benefits Jaedong, unless you can kill another base of Jaedong's, and then it'll be a one base to one base, and then it'll be a viable position for the Protoss player to win. But it's just, well, I mean, it's 110 to 46 supply. No Reavers, a win for Snow in 30 minutes? No way. All you got is Lings coming out of that Nidus, huh? No Lurkers, no Defilers. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And that's a GG. Zealots up into the top left there, too. Everything dying for Jaedong real fast. And Snow. Oh my gosh, Snow wins it. Snow wins it. Oh. I can't. He's on one base mining. He's got a total of, oh, I don't know, maybe 2,000 minerals at this base. That's it. He doesn't have another Nexus running with income. But Jaedong doesn't have anything either. This is dead. This is dead. He's got 143 total minerals in the bank. No ability to get any more. These late game Archons are just crushing. As predicted, the Psystorm is amazing. The splash damage is great. No Reavers. Not one Reaver from Snow. Kind of insane. Like, kind of a crazy showing there, man. What a great PVZ that was. Thank you, RJB, for the replay. That was... Oh, that was truly an insanely good game. Snow's got 38 probes, 100 supply, and he won. That is rare. That is a rarity in a 30-minute game to have that little supply on a big map like this, with a lot of places to expand to. This isn't a small map. This is a big 4-player map with a lot of bases, and he has one. Jaedong was here. He was here. He was here. He was here. And not anymore, not anymore, not anymore, not anymore. I said Snow needed to kill a base. He killed 4. He killed 4. He killed this one, and then this one, and then this one. All in succession. The Ling's just not getting it done against Archons with Psystorm support there. The Zealot's providing a ton of value in the late game here. This guy's got 5 kills. He made up for the sins of the fathers without a doubt. Killing so many Cracklings, which is hard to do in late game. It's hard to do in late game as a Zealot is kill that many Lings with the full upgrades and the Cracklings. The Plague was good, not enough to win. The Dark Swarm really fell off there in the end as there was more and more Archons showing up. Jaedong killed this base only after it was mined out. Only after Snow had extracted every bit of minerals and gas from it that he could. And yeah, this tells us everything, right? Archons, High Templar, bros for life. What a win. I thought Snow was dead. I thought Jaedong had taken too many bases for him to possibly overcome. But no. 333,000 points to 316 in favor of Snow. He got outproduced about 4-1, well, about 3-1, but outkilled on a 10-2, 5-1 ratio. That is 1,000 Zerg units killed and only losing sub 300. Sub 300 buildings raised. Jaedong killed so many buildings. Hardly any Zerg buildings died. 4. I think that was hatched, right? Hatch. Maybe one sunken and another hatch. That wasn't down yet, but almost was at the end there. The outspend by Jaedong was hefty. 13,000 is usually enough, but in a 33-minute game, it simply was not. Wasn't. So, that's a great game. That is an unquestionably fantastically showing game. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed the epic PVZ on a Saturday between Snow and Jaedong. 2 favorites to win ASL 21. Hope you're enjoying the ASL 21. I might actually stream some of it on my channel. That might be fun, actually. We'll see if we can do that. But yeah, thanks for being here. Go ahead, hit that like button. Subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. Snow fans are happy, and you take care of yourself.